of a rescue country. Joseph Boga couldn't even rescue himself. So he passed around, oh, Costa J, Costa that. Where were you when I was raising money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all? Sitting there talking nonsense. Talking about Costa ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boga, your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boga deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He will never deny it because he knows this to be true.
So when people thought I was never going to raise up Bishop Boga, because I want to count it. I'm not criticizing because I want to criticize. I'm criticizing because we said yesterday, former President we are right private jet. When the Joseph Boga has brought the power, is buying private jet from here to go to the Thailand. But I will speak because people in certain years from our passing over our home. Spend our whole money to bring him to power because we thought the wrong yesterday was going to be right again. I have no regret to vote against one person. But the people that have brought the power will regret why I have to vote for them again. This country is a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. But there's money in the country that we can make from not need money from outside. So, but we don't want to empower people here. We say that our law makers, we have become law brokers, we have become criminals. We put all the money in the pocket for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your non-makers. Some people say they want this center. They're breaking all the law. The law you mean breaking the law when you want to go out. You know it. You know how people want to go out? They want to increase the time and the state level short. You cannot be a Christian, then you want to run. You cannot be a lawmaker that then you struggle the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want to stand up and then you waste your time. Nobody else can be for the government economy. But when we get people, they can't happen and it will never happen. The people they are there for, when last people were there for making and say, Sanke people, not know the lawyers and giving 1% of what they income. But they say that over there in point their family protocol in need. They are the person that need home and they are the person Sanke people say they want them. We implore our family, but some people are happy. Because it is the time to be happy. It is no party time when the country is not better. It is every party time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Well, we will come here and say, Brother Sakolet, you people will have to for Sakolet here. Brother Sakolet, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They have people that can degree, they know nothing. They only pass from with English paper and they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and spread out for marketeers, split them and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there. But everything is long paper carry the because we are close.
Tell Joseph Boga to forget what Yeke Koluba.
What is Boga doing? Yeke Koluba.
He tell Yeke Koluba. Tell Yeke Koluba crossing you. You are not allowed to do that. You forsake yourself. Yeke Koluba crossing you. But Yeke Koluba crossing from here. You want to know a lot of Yeke Koluba. So to them, and you know who they say about Yeke Koluba for that. And I'm going to look for Yeke Koluba there. You know when I want to do around there. You know all the way to go just to take the ball from Yeke Koluba.
You love to hear you go for Yeke.
Yes.
From Benin.
Because Yeke Koluba are the one that is talking to you know us. So you are telling to me Yeke Koluba because a budget.
Oh, Yeke can be talking to the president. It's not a good thing.
Honestly, this is a part of it. This is a joke. Yes. They're happy. Saying that you, my mother, are not happy to you. When you are not going to betray Yeke Koluba or betray the Nigerian people and lie to them, Yeke Koluba are not going to be crossing. báwo yìí èsì lè yẹ kí sọ́lé ìfọ̀jẹ́ bọ̀ yẹ̀dá kúlùbà bẹ́ẹ̀ lè fọ̀jẹ́ bọ̀ yẹ̀dá kúlùbà ẹlẹ́sìn ìdúgbò pọ̀ ìdúgbò jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó sẹ̀ fọ́ká lè wáyìí náà tí ó lè kó tí ẹ̀ lè pọ̀wọ́ ìṣe ìyàgbọ́ lè kó pọ̀wọ́ tó kò lè kó tí wọ́n yẹ kó lè mọ́ pọ̀wọ́ pọ̀lẹ̀ people die every day.
He said the president problem is the most around him. Thank you so much.
Because of money problem. Yeah. When they send it to the Senate, then something happens, wow! Why are they almost want to Yomi house? Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh, then when I heard what was happening, it was me 2 to sound. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Poon, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership. And we send the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Baka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the 2011 because he was not involved with money. You're right. He benefited. You're right. Then after serving about for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finish campaign for that kind of owner, then he will persecute us. He's not going to persecute us. So what is going on with Ekun? Then go say, well, what I will do for you to help you with lawyer, let my task and go look for lawyer. So from who offered my own son offered that I went sign a resolution. Many people say, why you do this? You know what it told me? No. The resolution is not a law.
Spin of our history with a man who cannot even operate a laptop.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, however you are joining the conversation on 87.9. This is Freedom Hub on your people's radio station. My name is Khan Oliver Kine. Princess Alexa Vanja Colley is pretty seated here on the platform. There are too many things to talk about in the Liberian people, country. Too many things to talk about in Liberia. On today's edition, we will look into some issues emanating from Nimba County. During the course of the weekend, we saw scores of government officials in Nimba County involved with political activities. Liberians are wondering as to whether this is not a violation of the code of conduct of our country, where public officials are forbidden to participate in political activities. The citizens movement, the concerned citizen movement, The party belonging to Honorable Musa Hassan Belete has written a complaint to the Ombudsman of the Republic of Liberia, bringing to their attention what appears to be a blatant violation, a very, very, very violation of the code of conduct of our country. We're going to be looking into that particular situation as well. During the course of the weekend, Liberians who are members of the CDC were able to assemble
can't take your luggage. Come stop by here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Come stop in Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's only now for all of us. People bringing safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Come stop in Liberia, from the center to interior.
Okay, all right. So welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Alexa, welcome and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Oliver, and I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. However, where you're joining us, we'd like to say welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM. Today's the first day of the week, basically working day, and we'd like to say Happy New Week to all of you. We're so sorry for a bit of a technical issue online. We're still working on it. So if we're live now, you're getting us clearly. Kindly tell us, okay. If you're getting the sound now, please tell us you're getting the sound, so we'll be okay and not be distracted by all of the comments with no sign. But we have a lot to talk about today, and I guess we're going to talk about what's been trending on the social media, especially with the mention of the code of conduct of Liberia. We're going to talk about that a little bit, and that's with regards to what's happening in Nimba County. Um,
Chris.
So what we're going to talk about that, and I guess a lot of you are waiting over the weekend. Oliver mentioned what happened at the headquarters of the Coalition for Democratic Change, or Congress for Democratic Change, whichever way it comes. Basically, CDC. So it was a massive event over the weekend. And we're going to talk about that as well, because there were different comments, different viewpoints from a lot of different people. We're going to talk about what we make of that. But I think today we have a couple of different things we're just going to chip in a bit, because the issues are many, and we'll talk about it bit by bit. So we'd like to say welcome, however you're joining us. Please continue to tell us if we're sounding very okay online. That would be very okay for us in studio here as well. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I think somebody said it is okay now. So we're good to go. We are good to go. So
And 1 minute. Before I forget, today is Abu Sharif's birthday, right? Abu Sharif's of Freedom Radio Liberia. Today's his birthday, and we'd like to say happy birthday to you. Best wishes to you, and we wish you long life and God's blessings. So enjoy your birthday.
okay, so I mean all the same. Abu Sherry birthday is on April 14. Today is a historical day in the country. April 14. A lot of you who know about Liberia and our political future, you will be able to attest that today is a very difficult day in our country.
46 years
But
ago.
there is a
today.
whole lot happening in the republic right now that we want to talk about. So, Alexa, there is this communication from the Citizen Movement for Change, the CMC, a political party belonging to Representative Musa Hassan Belite. He has informed the National Elections Commission of what he refers to as a violation of the code of conduct by members of the Unity Party. Now, in the wisdom of Belite and his team, they think the UP guys are violating the COC. The law says when you are a presidential appointee, a government official for that matter, appointed by the president, you are not supposed to canvass. You're not supposed to be in your in your official capacity as a government official, specifically an appointed, you know, official of government, and at the same time you are getting deeply into political activities. The communication is, I mean, all of the laws that appear to be violated, the laws are being cited in the communication that was written by the CMC. And so, Alexa, you will read that for our people. Let us know what the CMC is having against the Unity Party, and maybe we can have a conversation on that and open up the phone lines if it is that appropriate.
Okay, so this communication was addressed yesterday, was the 13th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was yesterday basically and addressed to the office of the Ombudsman, Congo Town, Bagro. The location is there anyway. And the subject is former complaints regarding the violation of Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct by appointed officials engaging in political activities.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Councillor Finley Kanga, the Citizens Movement for Change (CMC) presents its compliments and rights to formally raise concern over a clear violation of Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct for Public Officials and Employees of the Government of Liberia, which expressly states all officials appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not engage in political activities, canvass, or contest for elected offices.
Mm-hmm.
On this day, April 13, 2025, senior officials of the Unity Party currently holding presidential appointments openly engaged in political campaign activities while acting in their official capacities. This blatant disregard for the rule of law for 1 minute. This blatant disregard for the law constitutes a breach of the code of conduct and threatens the sanctity of our democratic process. The Citizens Movement for Change strongly condemns this action and urges your esteemed office to investigate and take appropriate action by your mandate immediately. This misconduct directly undermines the integrity of Liberia's electoral process and sets a dangerous precedent for future elections if left unchecked. We trust your office's commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensuring that public officials are held to the highest accountability standards, regardless of political affiliation or status. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We remain available to provide any further information required during your investigation. And this is signed by Wilfred Newon Bangura, Secretary General, Citizens Movement for Change. So this was addressed yesterday to the office of the Ombudsman,
Mm-hmm.
um, Finley Kanga. And it's just what you talked about. Um, you know, it addressed, violation of Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct, and it is clearly stated that, public officials, especially appointed public officials, are not to be engaged in any political activities, campaign, canvass, or contest for any elected office in Liberia. So basically, this is it. And yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is I want to commend the Citizen Movement for Change. Look, our political parties should be very responsible. Political institutions in Liberia should endeavor at every given point in time to remain civil, and highly responsible in their political dealings. And this is one that I have suspected, and I think the CMC is getting involved with, to have gone to the ombudsman to report what appears to be a total violation of the code of conduct. Look, the law says section
5.1.
5.1.
Let me see if I can get that quickly.
The reason why those who made our laws, those who crafted the code of conduct bill, the reason why they did that was to maintain some sanity within the government space and for some level of equity. Because when the man is in power, when he has government entity to run, for example, Amos Twere is the managing director of the Liberian Petroleum Refinery Company. Twere is currently in Nimba County. I mean, he was in Nimba County of recent, and endorsing the candidacy of a senatorial candidate in the county. Those who wrote the law say his involvement in Nimba County could create an inequality in terms of whatever political stuff happening there. His involvement could pose serious threat to the other competitors, because it is an understanding that he is going to use government resources, governmental power, and all other things are pertaining to his office to intimidate those who will not be in his favor. For example, if the LPRC managing director goes to Nimba County, that man, according to what the law says, if he is deeply involved with politics, he can walk to one gas station and say, "Look, my man, listen to me. Get all my motorway men and gas. When you come here, I'll get a gas to you." That's using the government office at your advantage to the disadvantage of the other people who do not have the proximity. So it says, if you are in government, your whole government thing you're doing, don't do politics. That's what the law says, right, Alexa? Don't do politics. Yes, there are arguments that the people in the CDC did the same thing. There are some people in the CDC who had their positions, they were still campaigning, which is right, which is correct. There were CDCs who were in power, the people who were in power under the CDC administration, they were still campaigning and doing political canvassing. My take is the current group of government officials criticized that when it was happening. I remember they mentioned how Emma Mentier Glasgow of NAFA was campaigning while she was the Director General of NAFA, campaigning for the CDC. They complained about that. They complained about several other officials of government who were still campaigning for the CDC. Now, you've come to power, and today we have the same thing happening. Deputy Minister for Administration, Colonial Crowd, I mean, I'm told there is no talk about there anymore. Colonial Crowd was saying in Nimba County, her father, the Minister of Labor, Honorable Copper Crowd, was seen in Nimba County. The managing director of the Liberian, of the LPRC, Amos Twere, was also seen in Nimba County. Our good friend Mo Ali was seen in Nimba County. These are individuals who are appointed by the president. They are government officials, appointed officials of government. As an appointed official of government, you are not supposed to be seen canvassing and into political activities. This is something that the ombudsman flagged. If this particular law was violated by the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, if it was violated by the George Weah's administration, this is a rescue government. This administration is supposed to be the correction fluid for all the post-war Liberia governments we have had. So if the criticism was that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did it, George Weah did the same, we do not expect it to happen under this administration, because this is a government that is supposed to be the correction fluid. because the government has been, it's been branded as the arrest agenda. The next thing is, the rescue government. When you rescue, you are rescuing in totality. You are rescuing from a holistic perspective. These are all things that are included in your rescue package. You are supposed to uphold the laws of the country. There is no guarantee and there is no justification for who did it before, who did it yesterday, who did it the other time. No, there is no justification. I believe part of the reasons why President Bwaka was rejected in 2017 was perhaps because people under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did not respect the code of conduct or and other constitutional orders. I believe some of the reason why George Weah did not get re-elected as president of this country is because there were people in his administration who violated the code of conduct and were not able to live in accordance with other constitutional order. Equally so, he was beaten by the current administration that came to power on the matter of change and rescue agenda. So when you come to the public space with these principles, holding onto these beliefs, while convincing the public to also subscribe to your ideology, then we expect nothing else from you than the practical sense of what you preach. I'm not too sure you were criticizing Emma Glasgow and other people from campaigning while they were in CDC governmental position. I'm not too sure you were criticizing them, during the election because they were seditions. Because you can't come back and do the same thing you were criticizing. If it was bad for an Emma Glasgow, for example, to be a government official and at the same time campaigning for the CDC, it is equally bad for Mr. Mo Ali, our good friend, to be the managing director of the Water and Sewer Corporation and at the same time campaigning for a senatorial candidate in Nima County. This is what Musa Belete's team is communicating to the ombudsman. And I think, Alexa, beyond all issues, I think they're right, in as much as there is no justification for who may have done similar thing, but the standard that we have in Liberia, the standard that we are supposed to have, rather, is such a way that it is supposed to be a rescue standard, a standard that will not do business as usual, as was said by our president. The president said he's not going to be the president who will continue to do business as usual. That's what President Waka said. So for you not to do business as usual, Mr. President, is to ask your officials of government to stop being into political activities when Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct forbids officials of government, especially presidential appointees, from canvassing and getting involved into other political issues. One lawyer told me, and I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. He said, respecting the law in fragments, respecting the law in parts, partially adhering to legal principles is equivalent to disregarding legal principles. Let me put it in simple English. The man said to respect the law halfway is the same way as disrespecting the law. Because law in itself is supposed to be adhered to in whole, from a holistic perspective, not in parts. Because you can say that lawyer, but I'll respect part of the law. When you say you respect part of the law, it means you're disrespecting the other part. You are supposed to respect the whole law. You are not supposed to respect part of the law. You are not supposed to adhere to part of the law. You are supposed to respect the whole law. So, Mr. President, you can come on the other hand to the Liberian people and say your government is upholding the rule of law, and we are having your officials of government canvassing against the code of conduct. I don't want to mention the issue of removing tenure position because this whole one now is a whole, how to call the thing, phrase. A whole chorus rather that we've been singing over and over. But for this one, you don't want to have a situation where your government is going to be regarded as that government that doesn't care about respecting the rule of law. No. The code of conduct is a principal element of democracy, a principal element of good governance. And any government that prioritizes the issue of, how you call this thing, a rule of law, will also want to have her officials adhering to these constitutional principles? I don't know what next to say. Can I ask the president to call on his officials to do the right thing? The answer is unknown, because these things are happening right before the eyes of the president. Should we continue to ask the president to ask his people to do the right thing? I'm not too sure. I'm sure the president is aware. I'm sure he's aware that his lieutenants have gone to Nima County to assist the vice president in campaigning for a particular senatorial candidate, which is a violation of the code of conduct of our country. The code of conduct is a part of the laws of Liberia. So you cannot say our government is a government that respects the law of the country, but the code of conduct is not inclusive. When the law is supposed to be respected from a holistic perspective. So yeah, perhaps it is a consensus by the government to violate this particular law, but in the spirit of good governance, in the spirit of wanting this country to move forward and fair play in the political system, please, it is important that we respect what was left behind by those who were here before us. They wrote the code of conduct to guide us. They wrote the constitution to guide us. Let this government endeavor at all length to ensure that these small laws, regardless of how we think they are inconsequential to our system, these laws are essential to maintain civility, to maintain consciousness, and to keep our country on path. In the absence of laws, we're not going to have a country. Nobody's going to be regarded in their capacity. I may not even park on the sidewalk when the president is moving because there is no law. I mean, there is no law and order, so I don't have to respect him. I don't have to respect this other minister. I don't have to respect this police because there is no law. Everybody will be running their own thing. That is not the country we have. And since that is not the country we have, we will also go back, like we will say, we don't want to beg him, but we'll go back to say to the president, you are the president of the country. You are the chief custodian of the administrative policy of this country. The best thing you can do is to call on your people to respect the laws of our country, because it is through the law that you became president. It is through the law that they became government officials. So if they cannot respect the laws that made them who they are, then I don't know what else can we say now to ourselves. And so, Alexa, I mean, that's my take on this code of conduct issue with reference to the CMC communication to the ombudsman. So yeah, after you, we can go and take calls, or we jump to another conversation here on the Monday's edition.
Okay, so I think number one, CMC did what was best, because it is important to report certain things, especially when people are not paying attention to it, or when people think it is really normal because it is in their case and they're the ones in different positions. So I think that's really commendable that the issue was raised. But I think I'm baffled over the fact that on the social media and beyond, there are justifications from different individuals who yesterday or a year or 2 years ago were very vocal about people violating the code of conduct of Liberia, people violating different parts of the code of conduct. And today, a lot of them, some of them are mute, in fact, and some of them are just going about justifying, why we had some of the government officials, appointed government officials there in Nema County. Some of them were in, campaign shirts and all that. So there are different things. So it gets back to a point where I will ask, are you against corruption, or are you against the fact that you're not part of the people who are involved into corruption? Because yesterday we had a lot of them. And I think one of the most common cases is the one that actually involves Emma, and now she's not even in government no more. Emma, I remember, and for those of you out there, I'm sure a lot of you may know how they hang on Emma. They did hang on her a lot about violating the code of conduct. Her picture was circulating all on social media, on Facebook precisely. Oh, she's violating the code of conduct, and this is not supposed to be happening. She did not resign especially when we had 2023 general elections. In fact, we had a lot of them. They would take this picture or that picture. They would just circulate all the different pictures on the social media because to them it was really wrong to have violated the code of conduct, especially the part we're discussing now, section 5.1. So they talked a lot about it. And it was okay to have raised, that issue because a lot of people were asked to resign, especially if you want to go to campaign, if you want to be 100% involved with the different, campaign activities. Some people resigned, some people did not. So, of course, it is normal for people to, call out people who would not follow the law of our country. And that was okay. But today, again, we're here. And some of the people who called out different individuals 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they are seeing again, justifying. Some of them are even involved with it. So, Oliver, now I will ask if the laws of our country are active now or if the laws of our country are dead. Because if the laws of our country are active, Mr. President would know exactly what he is supposed to do. If the laws of our country are working, if they're basically effective at about this point, wouldn't be here discussing, maybe a communication from CMC. Maybe we'll be discussing that the president has suspended or has dismissed a couple of people who violated code of conduct. Because one of the pillars they campaigned against, they said the laws of our country were not respected. In their words, though, and we're here today. The rescue mission, the rescue missionaries, the quote unquote experienced officials in governance, they were here yesterday. They were the loudest voices. Every chance they got, they spoke against George Weah and his officials. They did that. So today we're here and the code of conduct is being violated loudly. So I want to know if, the office of the ombudsman is rendered irrelevant at about this point, because I think that's one of the reasons you had the office, you had someone appointed, to handle, the office of the ombudsman, and now we're here. So is that office really irrelevant or is it relevant now? Because I think the rescue boys and girls, they've made that office irrelevant. You preached against something yesterday. You said it was 100% wrong. And just reading the laws, whether you said that or not, it is 100% wrong. It is 100% wrong. 100% wrong. 5.1 of the Code of Conduct states, no, or in fact, all officials appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not engage in political activities, canvass, or contest for elected offices. So the people we saw in Nema County, some of their pictures are on social media now. They're wearing campaign t-shirts and all that. Some of them made statements, political statements, in fact, because, it is a political activity now. Campaign is ongoing. They should not do that. They should not do that. But they're proudly and confidently doing that. You had cameras all over. So it is not someone who's scared. Oh, I'm disregarding the rule of law. I am not following the code of conduct. No, they didn't care about that. You had a lot of them there. So if Mr. Boakai was really, really clear on putting another arrow in the arrest agenda, rule of law, we should not be here discussing, people violated the code of conduct. What did the president do? No, we should not be here discussing that. At about this time, we should be reporting the president has already taken action. And why? Because the president said George Weah did not do what he was supposed to do for Liberia, whether respecting the rule of law according to them. No, we did not even have laws in the country according to them. Liberia was really lawless under George Weah. Those are some of the things they said. So the fact that they're here, the general elections, they're here, it means they're supposed to do things differently. But the fact that every now and then, if you're going to say, hey, you're violating the laws of our country, hey, you're going against this is not what you said, this is not what you promised, they will tell you, say, but Joe, we are not doing it too, so we're doing it. So if comparison is going to help you, it is going to feed your ego, it means you're not moving anywhere. You said no business as usual. But I think when I'm about business as usual, now I don't know what we're going right now. Like you were still doing worse than what you criticized. But then you find comfort. You console yourself in comparing. So comparison now is the order of the day, but a delay before. So this no. That's not what you said. You said Joshua they didn't do the thing that you're supposed to do in the country. So the fact that you're here, you're not even supposed to use the same path he used. No. You're supposed to start afresh. You're supposed to start your own journey, doing things differently. So, Mr. President, the laws of our country are being violated by your people, your government officials, people you appointed. So, are we going to say let's disregard that for the sake of peace? As always, now, because a new phrase we can hear. For the sake of peace, let's disregard that. Let's just forget about it. Let's just, forget about it. Oliver, stop. The era the country going not good. let's let's disregard that. So it is not making sense, especially for Mr. Joseph Boakai, who understands governance, Mr. Joseph Boakai, who has served government for years. If the laws are not adhered to, then we're not moving forward. Because any country or a nation that doesn't respect and uphold the laws of the country, that nation is not moving forward.
It's doomed to collapse.
Exactly. That nation is not progressing. No. That nation is doomed to collapse. And that's where we are. We have seen a lot of things when it comes to the rule of law not being respected. We've talked about that from last October, especially from the Saka up capital, 10-year positions and all that. We have talked about this a lot of times. But again, we're here, Mr. President. This is April. And we're talking about what's happening in Nema County right now. So what exactly are you going to say? Are you going to remain quiet? Are you going to just sit back and allow your people do what they're doing? Because this is a rescue mission. That means you're a walking contradiction. And because you say rescue mission, and anybody know when they say rescue, it means somebody that's suffering or drowning or doing some kind of thing. You dare to help the person. So it means that whole rescue thing, just forget about it. Change the phrase now. The whole rescue mission, no, change it right now. Because this is going on for a very long time. And we don't know exactly when it is going to stop. Because after this period is over, Oliver, I don't know what else is going to happen. Because almost everyone is quoting directly Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct. Quoting, just every aspect of that. But then you still have your people justifying. So is that exactly where we're going to be, Mr. President, when you say you're going to do things differently? When you said George Weah did not do what he was supposed to do for the country, and you're here to make sure Liberia will move forward as a country in terms of, protecting the Constitution, rescuing people to respect the rule of law. And it has become a cliche that every now and then you will mention the rule of law. Mentioning that is one thing. But then fulfilling your promise to respect it is
another one, which is very crucial.
Very crucial.
Good.
And that's where we are now. For me, I don't see that promise being fulfilled. And I don't know if you're going to do what you can to fulfill that. Because your people, and even you, Mr. President, at a point in time, they're wreckers. So we're here. And if you do not call your people to order, if you do not call them to do what is necessary at this point, I don't know what else you're going to do. The office of the ombudsman, I don't know if they're going to respond to some of the complaints from citizens, because a lot of people have written them already. Even though CMC wrote them, I saw some different, communications from citizens of Liberia. So I don't know if they're going to respond to that, or they're going to just stay quiet for now. I don't know. But let's see exactly what's going to happen. But this should not be happening under a rescue government. This should not be happening under Mr. Joseph Boakai as Liberia's president. No, it should not be happening. Never, ever. not in this lifetime.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about the code of conduct on the 27th of October 2020. The Liberian Council of Churches urged President George Weah to uphold the National Code of Conduct. One, government officials removed from CDC campaign team. This was in 2020. The Liberian Council of Churches, under the leadership of Reverend Samuel B. Reeves of the Providence Baptist Church, requested that the CDC government remove all of the government officials from the CDC campaign team. There was a campaign team set up to spearhead the Monterey County elections that saw the defeat of Thomas Fala in that election. So the Council of Churches requested by that time that, hey, CDC, remove your people from the campaign team. We are now in 2025, 5 years on.
5 years later on. Wow.
5 years on, the Unity Party is having a team of senior government officials in Nimba County to endorse the candidacy of one of the candidates in the process. And I'm not saying the Council of Churches will not talk, but I'm saying they are yet to say something. And we hope that they will say something. Because 5 years ago, you called on the other government to remove people from the campaign team because they were government officials. 5 years later, silence is not what we need from you. We want you to speak out, especially when political parties have started to express concern. That's what I said. We want to commend Musa Belete and his team
for raising this issue. Seriously.
Other political institutions will choose to go brutal about their engagement, but the mere fact that in the midst of temptation, in the midst of political temptation, they still find it prudent to use the law.
It's really commendable.
It's one thing we want to commend. Because, like my uncle would say, the thing they call fighting, two persons got to agree to fight before the fight take place. I said, no, it's not possible. So now you can be sitting there and the other man can chunk, can come and punch you. He said, yes. So when the man come and punch you, and you know you don't want to fight, you will run. If you don't run, you see people park places, you run to them. They will hold you. Then they will ask the man, why you just running behind the man, you knocking the man when the man not even want respond to you. That way, you did not give your consent to fight. But when the man punch you and you bounce back for your blow and punch you again, it means you are ready. It means you have responded to the temptation. Now, in the midst of all of the political temptation we see happening in the country, you want me to mention some of them? Tenure position holders being removed from their job, not because they violate tenure ordinance, but because they belong to one political party. That's political temptation.
That's a whole debacle for a long time we talked about.
That's a whole political temptation. Other political institutions will retaliate in forms and manners that will not be conducive and appropriate for our constitutional democracy. When you find a party like CMC of Musa Hassan Belete choosing the rule of law to seek redress to what appears to be constitutional violations, it is something we should commend, because that's the peaceful nature of the country we desire. We anticipate a Liberia that will be free, a Liberia that will respect the rule of law. And that's why some of us who criticize the Joe Baka government, we do not criticize because we hate President Baka. No. We criticize because we feel the rule of law is being attacked. The rule of law is being subjected to suppression. And any country, like Alessa said just now, where the rule of law is not it's not a show of survivability, the humanity in a nation, in a particular nation, by themselves, they do not even have anything to cleave onto. There will be nothing justifiable, nothing sustainable that they can hold on to and say, okay, in the next 10, 15 years, we will be here. It is because of democracy. That's why you and I can wake up today and say, in 2029, I'll vote for Unity Party. In 2030, I'll vote for ANC. In 2029, I'll vote for CDC. It is because of the assurance of democracy and the rule of law. That's why we can say it. If they play a fighting war, Alessa, if we have rebel here, rebel there, rebel to the other place, you don't even know when the next election. The first thing you're thinking about, when the next food. When will they be selling rest on the other side? Those are things you think. So in the midst of the rule of law, there is a whole lot of uncertainties. And that's why for us who love this country, for those of us who see Liberia as a place that can get better, the best thing to do is to encourage those who use the law to seek redress to continue to do it, even in the midst of political temptation. It is important to do. And so that's exactly what it is. So to the main conversation right now in the country, which has to do with the Nima County elections. Like I said, Alexa, um, we do not have any particular. I particularly, do you have a candidate in Nima County? No, I do not.
No, I do not.
For me, I think the Nima people should vote rightly. For me, I think the people of Nima County, and just before I continue, keep playing the cash giveaway, star 799 star 11 hatch, is the easier way, or you can say star 799 hatch, you select freedom as spot number 11. Anyway you turn it, you will be lucky enough to win for yourself $4,000 if luck shines on your side. Now, let me go back to say, we do not have a candidate in Nima County. And I'm not too sure I have a political candidate in some of the elections in the coming days. But what I think I have is the interest of every county and the interest of every district, by extension, the interest of this country. What I have is a duty and responsibility to guide the voting population in this country as a political commentator and an analyst. Now, why am I saying so? When we set and allow the voters to do their own things, sometimes the voters are not conscious. Unless normally you hear people calling, I'm calling from the most abandoned district where Representative Oliver Khan, since he got elected, he run away from our district and get kind. I'm calling from the most, all of the adjectives. The reason you see them is because during elections, the people in the different districts and counties, they don't vote on the basis of, how will I place it? They don't vote on legacy initiatives. They don't vote on tangibles. They vote on deception. They vote on sentiments. They vote on lies. Why? Because those who go to them with sentiments, go to them with deception, and go to them with lies. Nimba is a very special county in the history of our country. In post-war Liberia, Nimba has proven to be the electoral college of this country. When you are a county that is branded or referred to as an electoral college of a country, it means the students of that electoral college should be students who are up to the task in the sense of reasoning, up to the task in the sense of politically analyzing, up to the task in the sense of taking critical decisions that will not bring public, condemnation to your county, that will not subject your county to humiliation. And that is where people like us want to help. That is where we want to help you in making a particular decision. The job in Nima County right now, the election should be on the 22nd of this month.
Yeah.
That's what I'm told. We got less days to go. The first thing in Nima County, we are told that Nima County is one of the counties in the history of this country where there has never been a female legislator. I don't know. But these are records that we are displaying. To the best of our knowledge, we have been told that there has been no record of electing a female representative or senator for Nima County. Why? I do not know. I stand to be corrected on it, but if there were representatives from Nima County who were females, let us know. Number two, the position under question that is supposed to be filled in by one of the candidates on the ballot today is a position belonging to a godfather of Nimba County. Look, whether Oliver Kine like it or not, whether Alexa is happy or not, whether she's sad or has reservation, over Senator Johnson being referred to as the political godfather of Nima County. Whether anybody like it or not, they can bust themselves on the ground, hug the transformer, do whatever they want to do. Senator Johnson, peace to his ashes, is always be regarded in the history of Nimba County. I'm not too sure in our generation the people of Nimba will ever forget about Senator Johnson. No, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure that Nimba County in the next 50 years will forget about Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. There are certain people can just not forget about easily in this country. You go to Maryland County, Totman is still, I mean, regardless of whatever views people will have, but once you go to Maryland County, Totman, everybody Totman. You know when Totman died, Alexa? Alexa and myself were not even on the earth. Nobody was thinking about us when Totman died. But till today, we're still talking Totman. That's the kind of person Senator Prince Johnson is. Samakayan though, you can beat yourself, you kill yourself anyway. Go Grand Jira County. There will be no way that you will get rid of Samakayan though from the minds of Grangidians. Go to River G County. Senator Jekyll Williams, Nathaniel Jekyll Williams, he was a fighter of the River G County liberation to keep River G County from Grand G there and Maryland, because River G used to be a county in the middle of Grand G there and Maryland County. Jekyll then fought hard to ensure that River G got her independence. Now I'm just giving a little, synopsis of the kind of man who Senator Johnson is. So we can go back to the Edward B.M. Kessley of Lover County, the founding father of the United Party, the one who, Tambatelo. Who ever forget about Tambatelo in Lover County, Alexa? Who ever do that?
His name is a legacy.
Who ever forget about Tambatelo in Lover County? Who ever forget about Swakoko in Bond County? The first female paramount chief, I'm told.
Mm-hmm.
Who will forget about Swakoko? She died a whole long time ago. But till today's date, even the younger generation, the younger folks,
So Oliver will get back shortly to what he was saying. There are people that cannot be forgotten easily, no matter how hard you try, and no matter the history associated with their names, they cannot be forgotten easily. And there are different people we've had in Liberia from different counties based on the history. They cannot be forgotten. It is that simple. And Oliver says something about in Nema County, there hasn't been, he was not really sure about it, but earlier this morning, Mariah posted, and in her post, she mentioned that in the 80s, they had Catherine Cummins. So that is the lone female, based on what was reported earlier this morning, what was shared earlier this morning about Mariah Yakula couple, that of course Nema has had one female when it comes to that, a lawmaker or senator. She mentioned in the 80s, of course, Nema had that. So that's one record we know as of now based on what she shared. But I think where Nema County is now, it is really crucial, very crucial, because everyone is looking forward to what is going to be the end game after April 22, 2025. We are witnessing what is happening in Nimba now. And I think a lot of people are waiting to know. But I think what is more important is messaging. When it comes to campaign, when it comes to elections, citizens should basically pay more attention to messaging.
So the point we're raising, Alexa, is that this man in question is not an ordinary, I repeat, is not an ordinary citizen of the county. He's one person Nimbayans will forever miss. No, I don't care about what he did during the war. My concern is not about who he was when he was fighting war. The conversation here is the fact that he is one person who highly regarded. This election should reflect his desire as if he was still alive. We will not tell you what to vote. We will not tell you who to vote. We will not say who you should vote for. Because it is not in my power to tell you who to vote for. No, that's not in my power. But if you are to vote in this election, Alexa, as a Nibayan, you should consider what will Prince Johnson say about my vote. You remember when Mark McCarthy said, what will Joseph Jiggin Rabba say? When you go to vote in Pen or Loru, into Westtown or Butuo, Sacrepie or Tapeta, when you go to Gompa to vote, when you go to all of those places in Nima County, when you go to Yekepa to vote, ask yourself, when I leave the voting hall, what will Prince Johnson say? That should be your question. If I truly believe in him as our political godfather, is this vote I'm going to cast, is it going to please him? Will he be okay with it? What will he say? Okay, generally, he's dead and gone. Peace to his ashes. The job is no longer for him. But he has it is a legacy seat. The kind of respect that was accorded the late senator when he was being buried is so extraordinary in this country to the extent where one will expect that the people of Nima will compliment that respect by ensuring that a man who replaces him or a lady who replaces him will not be people who will bring dishonor to him. Will not be people or somebody who is indirectly a part of the reason why the last days of Senator Johnson on this earth were not favorable. I wonder how talking the English that's supposed to go to Nima. Oh, yes. I think I need to do so. When you're going to vote for Senator Johnson, when you're going to vote on election day in Nima County, when you enter your voting room and you finish voting or you're about to vote, ask yourself, if Senator Johnson just spam a ballot, what will he say? What will he say about the person who I'm about to give his seat? Remember, before the Papa could pass off, he had the last worst days of his life. He didn't die a happy man. That I can say to anybody, considering the level of recordings and clips he left behind. He didn't die a happy man. This senator died complaining in the hands and the names of individuals who are still alive today in this country in high positions. Yeah, I think we just switched. The guys are very smart. Okay. I shouldn't press too much before trouble comes. Yeah. The Pape whose job you guys are fighting to occupy. This man, fellow Liberians, died an angry man. He was distressed. He was disappointed. Oh, yes. He was never disappointed in Nima County. He was disappointed in people he made politically relevant, people he gave political ladder to climb. He was disappointed in people he nurtured, people he made, people he brought out of poverty, people he brought out of stagnation, people he brought from the dungeon of backwardness to the limelight. He was disappointed in people he helped. but could not help him. He was disappointed in people he made relevant. But they choose to pin him. They choose to betray him. They choose to make his last days on earth unbearable. This was a senator, for God in heaven's sake. He had money. He had influence. But he had a political stake. He had an interest, a political interest. He had something that he kept so precious to his heart. When you mention it, he will fire you. No matter how big you are in this country, there was something when Senator Johnson is around, peace to his ashes. There was something that when you mention around Senator Johnson, no matter how big you are, you and he will rise up. You will do it. And I want to clear the whole country know. He has always had this issue of war crimes court as a situation that he didn't want to hear. Not because he was afraid, but because there are laws in this country. The very TRC is an offspring of the Accra Comprehensive Peace Accord, the agreement, the CPA. The very CPA says these victims, all of the people, the whole stuff, there should be a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and whatever the commission says should be the issue. The commission worked the work, and decided that the Palawa Hut method of reconciliation be the order of the day. And so the senator was saying, why would you want to prosecute me for something that TRC already said we should do bagon, be bagon? Let them organize a reconciliatory gathering. I will go there and apologize. That's what we signed up to. But the bottom line is Senator Johnson would never want you to mention war crimes code because he did not see it prudent. And that's why all of his political games were often tied to the war crime code debate. He made somebody president. He made another person president. Then he turned around and made the third person president. All of those presidential debates, CC Meneleke, they can lie. Ellen Johnson said, the party Meneleke, they can lie. Joe Baga, the party Meneleke, they can lie. But all three presidential campaigns, both CDC and United Party under Ellen and United Party under Joe Baga, the three political institutions, I will call it institution because Ellen UP different from Joe Baga UP. Yeah, in practical terms, that won. But theoretically, that won. But in practical terms, even my man Mo Ali said no, say they are UP different from the UP Ellen or Ronnie. So the three different presidential campaign teams, better. They can't lie to us that they did not reach an agreement with Senator Johnson on war crime code. Ellen reached an agreement with him. GMW did the same thing. Joe Baca did the same thing about not wanting to have this court issue. Senator Johnson will never support you. He will never support you. When you see war crime code on your lips, he will never go close to your party headquarters. That one is something the whole Nima people already know. And so the last meeting on air for the Pape, he worried, he cried, he complained about how he was being badly treated. Badly treated, my dear Liberian people. And at the end of the day, he died complaining on those he assisted. He died crying on them. Yeah, he died crying on them.
Answer my phone, they don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They don't even have time. I'm preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They don't even have time. Oh. I don't talk. I don't talk. I'm right. Will you rescue as a nomenclature after winning? The broadcaster don't even answer my phone. They don't pick me up. They don't let me down. They don't even have time. Oh. I don't talk. I don't talk because God knows why it's happening.
Okay.
And everything I will accept it because our son Kun is vice president to him from Nimba. Mm-hmm. The Nimba people will not understand if I start hating on Boyka.
Correct. He was alive instead of saying, look, The only reason why you see me are living and I'm not talking is because Kun is what pape. That's why you see I'm not talking. But I'm hurt. I'm hurt that the president is not living up to his promise. I'm hurt that he's not talking to me anymore. I'm hurt that this unity party government that used me to campaign is no longer interested in talking to me. That was depression. Look, nothing can hurt somebody than using them and not giving them something. Your whole life, think about your life. Think about somebody sending you to go for wood. Oh yeah, let's say you went for wood before. No, you didn't do that. Think about somebody sending you to go for wood, and you come from you're from the bush with your firewood. You took the firewood down, and the person promised you that when you come from the bush with your wood, you will meet fufu soup to the horse or cassava gravy. Yeah, you meet your fufu soup or cassava gravy. You come and you bust the wood behind the house. You are running in excitement.
You're already expecting something.
The anxiety is high. You enter the house. Oh, sorry. Ajana coming going to the market to buy the cassava or ansi cassava and not cocoa. That's the kind of feelings the senator had.
Like you want to choose somebody.
That's how you made him regret his decision. Hear him out. And I hope our people from Nima County in 540, they are listening.
Let's start a trap for Breaker. Everything. Then when Breaker come now, he is deceived by coming there, by the Dillon there, Nombi there, and you now where he's just taking all kind of way Breaker, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know this was happening. It will remain 2% to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on?
That's why I went to Kun. I said, what is going on, Kun? The listener said he was confused about the war crime code thing till he went to his own son. He said, my son, let me ask you, yeah. Let me ask you, my son. You were in Nima there when Ellen came to me for support and I supported her.
You are aware of exactly.
She didn't bring no court business to me. She didn't bring court business to me. My son Kun, let me ask you, man. You were here when George Weah went to me for support and I told him about court and we had a deal. My son Kun, what is going on? What is going on?
Wow. All of them almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh. Then when I heard what was happening, it will remain 2% to sign. That was me, that was Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper. And you were here with our own leadership. And we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Baka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not along with Ellen.
You're right. You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving Ababa for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaign for that kind of woman, then he want to persecute us. You got going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun?
So what is going on, Kun? No, we are playing these things because this is the man whose job you want to put somebody in. You wouldn't have had discussion about election in Nima County if Senator Johnson was still alive. Peace to his ashes, may his soul rest in peace. You wouldn't have had discussion about who becomes senator in Nima County if this puppy was still alive. With the respect Nimbayans have for him, listen to him. On the war crime code issue, he said he went to his own son Kun and said, Kun, what is going on? You were here before. You were here before when George Weah asked us to advise him, and we told Weah what to do, and Weah did it. Kun, what is going on? Take your time and listen to him. Now, these recordings will give you a perfect understanding of what is at stake. Then you can go ahead and vote the way you want to vote. But listen.
Wow. All of them almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh. Then when I heard what was happening, it will remain 2% to sign. You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Baka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not to run with them.
You're right. You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving as vice president for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaigning for that kind of old man, then he won't persecute us.
We finished campaigning for that old man. He won't persecute us. That's what Senator Johnson said. He says, So after listing all of the things, and that's how you remember I talked about the war crime code in the election, right? So the senator then start asking VP Kuhn. He said he talked about all the other things. Reminded VP Kuhn on how President Weah had the opportunity to bring war crimes code, how he asked the senator for advice, and the senators advised him. He finished explaining all that. He said, Kuhn, all the things why I finished talking. What is going on, my son? What is happening? What do you want to do to me? After supporting your to win, after turning Nima County over to United Party, after taking Nima from George Weah and giving it to Joe Baka, my son Kuhn, what do you and the papa want to do to me? Tell me, what you want to do?
I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Baka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not to run with them.
You're right. You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving as vice president for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaigning for that kind of old man, then he won't persecute us. He got going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kuhn? Then Kuhn said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your part has been go look for lawyer. So from Kuhn offered my own son president now. We finished campaigning for that kind of old man, then he won't persecute us. He got going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kuhn? Then Kuhn said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your part has been go look for lawyer. I'm president now. We finished campaigning for that kind of old man, then he won't persecute us. He got going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kuhn? Then Kuhn said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your part has been go look for lawyer. I'm president now. We finished campaigning for that kind of old man, then he won't persecute us. He got going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kuhn? Then Kuhn said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your part has been go look for lawyer.
Can you imagine? Now, this is the man whose position you guys are fighting to replace. That's why I said, when you go to vote in Nima County on election day, ask yourself, especially if you used to love Senator Prince Johnson, if you used to see him as your godfather, if you saw him as a Nima outcome, when you go to vote, ask yourself, what would Prince Johnson say about this vote why I come and make? Am I voting for people who had the opportunity to stop him from worrying over war crimes code, but they did not do it? Instead, they increased his worry by introducing war crimes code. Am I going to vote for those who had the opportunity to keep war crimes code off his ears, but only decided to offer lawyer fees? Ask yourself, what will Senator Johnson say when I vote on election day? I'm not telling you who to vote for. But if Senator Johnson meant well for you, if you were somebody good, if you were somebody very, very good, if you were somebody you looked up to, for everything, your godfather, your kingmaker, then when you go to vote, I need not to tell you what to do. The senator might not be happy. He may not be happy to see somebody who is deeply connected with those who deprive him of political protection. He will not be happy if such a person is elected. I can tell you that one free. Wherever he is. He might not be happy if a group of people who couldn't protect him take a candidate to the election and you make that candidate win. Your godfather might not be happy. He might not be happy with it. No, he might not be happy. He may not be happy to see the people of Nima County giving position to a man who is being supported by those who could not be there for him when you were alive. Unless I don't know what the video is. What Senator Johnson was, what Senator Dillon was talking about, how PYJ used to beg him for job. How PYJ used to beg Senator Dillon to give Senator Johnson daughter a job. You think Senator Prince Yomi Johnson, peace to his ashes, you think the papa will be happy in his grave to see the people of Nima electing somebody who is being supported by those who he brought to power, who he made president, who he made vice president, but could not give his daughter a job, that he had to go to beg Senator Dillon for job? When you vote in Nima County, ask, what will PYJ say about my ballot? That's the argument. When you go to vote, ask, what will Senator Johnson say if he had the opportunity to wake up 1 second and see my ballot paper? What will he say? What would Senator Johnson feel if he had the chance to wake up 1 second and come to Ganta and say, let me listen to the election result and hear that the man who has been supported by those who kept him in pressure, those who refused to give his daughter job till he has to go beg AB Dara Delon for common jobs that the daughter did not get until he passed her. Ask yourself, what will he say if we, the people of Nima, elect somebody who has been supported by a government that betrayed our godfather? What will our godfather say? If you have the answer to it, go ahead. It is your county. It is your political godfather. Our job as political commentators is to bring you all of the political facts, the evidence. Truth of the matter is, the puppet died complaining on people he brought to power. He believes they acted ungrateful to him. They stopped talking to him. They betrayed his political bargaining. The part of the deal was never kept by them. He kept his own. He went to Nima. He turned Nima County over to them. He made them win Georgia at a very razor-thin margin of 17,000 vote difference. And when it became time to provide that political protection for him, they failed him. When it became time to keep offer him 5,000 to go find a lawyer, was Senator Johnson broke that he could not? But when you go to vote in Nima County, ask yourself, what will Senator Johnson say if he sees my ballot? What will he say if on the day of the announcement of the election results, that he will hear say a candidate who the government will treat you bad, that the candidate win? What will he say? If you got answer to that, go ahead and vote. But until then, Alessa, that's my own take on this particular subject of the by-election. Until the election is held in Nima County, we'll keep having series of conversation on the Nima County by-election as we proceed towards the people. But Vanja, that's what it is. I'm taking a break quickly. When we come back after you, then we'll go and take calls.
I think Oliver spoke brilliantly, and he touched, almost every point, or he touched all the points. Yeah, for the record, he touched all the points, and I think basically I'm just going to say Prince Johnson, the late, was a man who was a man not just of many words, but a man of many actions. Prince Johnson was, one of the most vocal individuals, especially a senator. He was really vocal. Every other day, we had something new to talk about from the late senator. Whether it was, at the Senate, whether it was, on the pulpit at his church, whether it was just a regular, question posed to him by journalists. He was always interested in his responses. And he did not just speak, but most of the things he spoke of, he would go to nearby county and he would display some of the things he talked about. And we saw that happen during the campaign, the general elections we had in Liberia. We saw all those things happen. Prince Johnson was many things to many people, different things to different people. So I like the fact where Oliver said we're now going to focus on the part where we're discussing maybe the Civil War or the war that fought in Liberia now. Today we're focused on Nema County, the by-election in Nema County where we have different candidates. And people are basically in to replace the late senator. People are in to have someone to replace him. A good representation, a person who would not erase his legacy, but someone who will continue, basically his path and do their own thing as an individual. So if you go back to different stories from Nema County, you follow different newspapers, and just surrounding this election, this by-election in Nema County, you understand how different people are saying different things. But I think in a moment where Nimbayans are eager to find a representation to replace the list senator, it is crucial to take a lot of different factors into consideration. It is very important at this point to focus on the best option you think will make the senator smile wherever he is. It is important to elect someone who the senator would have supported to some extent, given his last moments on earth, how he complained, how unhappy he was, and how reserved he became because of betrayal from people he trusted. We have played his recordings, and almost every day we play parts of his recordings during his last days on earth. So if you are smart enough, if you respected the late senator while he was alive, you would know exactly what to do and the decision to make. You would know exactly the candidate to reject and the candidate to support wholeheartedly. You would know who to support and who to ignore, regardless of the campaign messages, being preached to all of you, regardless of the people who are doing gimmicks and they're involved with just different things to show that, oh yeah, I'm here to replace the list senator. I'm here to represent the people of Nema County. This is the moment for Nimbayans to make a decision that's really, really strengthened by their love they had and they still have for the late Prince Johnson. Oliver played a recording just a few minutes ago before he left to handle something. And you listen to the listener complain. He had called AB Gossen William to complain about what was happening and how he reached out to people he lifted, how he reached out to people he trusted, people he made to some extent, people he empowered. And they were nowhere around for him. They did not show up for him At the end of the day, he was in the middle of the water and he was left just in the middle of the water, and his head was, pushed back. That, oh, this is a certain amount of money. Go ahead and do what you're supposed to do. Prince Johnson was never a broke man. He was not a poor man. He was a man of influence. And when Prince Johnson was alive, Nima County decisively decided who became president of Liberia. It happened during Ellen Johnson, of course, it did, George Weah, and the recent 2023 general elections, the one that saw Jeremiah Kuhn become Liberia's vice president. So it tells you how influential he was and how intentional he was in terms of supporting a particular candidate. He did not back down. So the people of Nimbayans who supported and respected the late senator, Nimbayans who are now saying they will want someone to represent them and replace the senator, this is the moment to choose and elect someone who the senator will be happy with. That's where we are. Are you going to support someone who betrayed the late senator while he was here with us? Are you going to support someone who disrespected the spirit of upliftment? Are you going to support someone who didn't care to protect your beloved senator when he was still here on earth? No one is, of course, death is something that's inevitable. Definitely someone is going to die, whether you like it or not. You do not know when, but you're going to die. His death was unexpected, but it happened. Now that we have passed that moment, are you going to have someone who will respect his legacy, who will want to continue exactly what he started? Or are you going to continue supporting someone who exhibited a high level of betrayal? I think this is a question for all of you. This is a moment where you will prove that, yes, I am a strong supporter of the late senator. I do respect the late senator, and whether he is here or not, we are to protect his legacy. That's where we are. You have different candidates, and the people who betrayed the senator, the people who disrespected the senator, and people who were never there for the senator when he needed them. You have people who represent you and still protect the senator's legacy. So now the ball is in your court, 100%. It is up to you to make your decision on the 22nd of April, 2025. It is on you to elect someone, to support someone who reflect the image of Senator Prince Y. Johnson. It is on you to select someone who will make Prince Y. Johnson smile wherever he is. It is on you to have someone to represent you wholly. So if you are going to focus on all the noise about, oh, that person get it, other support, that person get, no. If that's what you're going to focus on now, I don't know. Like Oliver said, we don't have any candidates. Our platform, Freedom Hub, we don't have any candidates. But we are telling you, based on the senator's last moments here, before he died, the things he said, and how he complained. We did not, doctor any recording. We've played these recordings since. And we'll continue to play all these recordings. So it is on you as Nimbayans to make the right decision, to make the right choice at about this moment. It is on you. So if you do not do what you are supposed to do, it is again on you. We're just here to tell you, what would Senator Prince Watt Johnson say where he is if you elect a person who's from an association that betrayed him, disrespected him, and did not show up for him when he needed that badly? That's a question for you to ponder. That's a question for you to answer. So we're just going to leave it at that, and we'll hear from all of you. You can call us on 0776 104 104 086 500 104, and let's hear from you as well.
Okay, so before then we take our break. We bring you Crime Stoppers Liberia, our official sponsor, and after then we return to the calls. We will appreciate if the sons and daughters of Nimba County will call us on the conversation. More to that, the violation of the code of conduct was reported by the CMC is also going to be a topic under discussion. Now, the breaking news is that Alexa, sorry, I didn't let you know, but Hussein Kewu's suspension has been lifted. Yeah, so we are lifting Hussein Kewu's suspension.
I think you're discussing behind the scenes.
What we're discussing behind the scenes. So I'm lifting Hussein Kewu's suspension. And he will apologize
It's going to be well behaved moving forward.
He will apologize that that going forward he will act in accordance with mutual respect.
So he has missed this platform.
Yeah, so he came, he said our line, but I mean, so at the end of the day, he has realized that what I said was purely true and nothing else but the truth. We don't lie here, but that's what it is. Let's take a break to be right back.
Bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop Liberia from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stop it for all.
Crime Stopper Liberia is here for you. Remember, you see it, you report it. This is a message from your own self, Omen Samsaya.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia.
Crime Stoppers Liberia from the city to the interior. My name is Kine. What is the name? Where do you join us from? Call us on 086 500 104, 0776 104 104 to join the conversation on 87.9. When you call, let us know where you join us from. Plus 231 86 500 104 is for our international line. Plus 231 86 500 104 for those of you, our international people. You can call us and let's have your input on the discussion. The first person, go ahead. Hello, how are you, sir? Yes, sir. Go ahead, for Smith Notice. Let's hear you.
KOK. For me, and I give for the thing I get to tell anybody about there. That is what we are ready to go for either Congo where. For me, I'm supporting prayer and I'm supporting either Congo where on our side. And if we now vote for Samuel Coker, when you vote for Samuel Coker, we need a unity party to vote for in NDR. Because NDR, in that get no majesty and parties in our side, so unity party. So unity party in our side is running, but I'm also inside. Running to the Samuel Coker campaign. So I try to say that it will be no different way to say that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll leave you. We'll take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
I'm Eric C. Philip calling for the fourth Ebano
District 13. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You know that the Marians are made up for chemical gas to be more than near senator of that country.
Okay.
Because so many people are doing in that country. Then for you are Nima is popular tradition. If you want to give in the crowd for you to represent Nima.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay, the next senator, we'll leave you. We'll take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How you doing? Hello? Hello? How are you?
Yes, how you doing?
We are great, my dear brother. Let's hear you.
You can sell it all. It's left with the married to know who to vote for. Look at the way Prince Johnson was crying for his death. There's no use that he decided to just vote one KOK and allow it happen. They are the one that going through it. And besides, terrible, so they got to consider all.
Okay, all right, my brother. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's leave you and talk to this other person on the line. Hello, go ahead. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
We are great.
My name is Dora. I'm calling from Simple Bridge.
Simple Bridge, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, my concern is deal with the barrier. If they want to put somebody who go for that, okay. If they don't want to put somebody who go for that, deal with that because the voting now coming is them by correlation the state because they get a banner and they get a fuel.
Okay.
So if you with the vote for a good person, okay.
Okay, my brother. We leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you, my dear brother?
Yeah, okay. This is Alexander from
Alexander from where?
Congo.
Congo Town. Go ahead, Alex. Let's hear you.
KOK, I'm not even a supporter of PYG.
Okay.
I was not even a supporter of unit or ULA party, during the current election. But when I listen to PYG, the PYG, speaking, just now, my brother, I shed here.
Why?
You know what the PYG to lose hope? That he can survive, animal. He went to his own son, asking him, my son, what's going on? The only answer he could get this party, I will give you 5,000 to run. Which means you are already free. Doesn't want, the real party was wanted to go against the party. Because anytime when they talk about this only PYJ, people will attack it. Can you even hear about this issue in this country again anymore?
No.
Can you imagine? So, I hope this particular recording that you can always be playing about this party. Those that campaigning against the Euro party, I hope they get this country, recording. If they just made a thing, then it means that PYJ, they already finish, carrying his legacy. Seriously.
Okay.
Alexander, I'm calling you from, your Congo Town.
Okay, Alexander from Congo Town. We leave you right there, Alex. Thank you very much for your input. Let's leave you right there, Alex, and talk to another person. Hello, go ahead. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing, KOK?
We're great, my dear brother. Let's hear you, sir.
My name is Alfonso looking Junior. I'm phoning from district number 2.
District number 2. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me say this, KOK. That need to be a leader. For one fact, KOK cannot defeat either Congo West. Let's look at the political trend in Nima County when it comes to election. Our late Senator Prince Johnson, he got to defeat it. So I don't know what people saying Koga, who have spent 18 years in the House of Legislature and do not know the Constitution or before Abdullah, don't know the law. Let me tell you, we cannot. We are influencing our people to vote.
Are you from Nimba County?
I'm from Nimba County to be specific. So we are doing our work. We get our people there, and we are very better. We are in communication, and I have been calling Nimba as well. I've been calling Nimba. We're pushing the issue. We want a good leader in Nimba to come around. Now there are.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How you doing? No time.
Yeah. Okay.
We are great, my dear brother. Let's hear you. Quickly.
Yeah, man. If I get 1 million, we are saying follower of Ivan Gosling.
Go ahead, Vanny. Let's hear you.
Before I go to the topic, I want to say congratulations for your new promotion.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, I want to say this. If one day, the man they see that Prince Johnson's death, they're really happy of it, but they let them go Samuel KOK. If only that, they see that their son was the godfather for them. For them, then and before, then I carry Unity Party high.
Okay, your line is getting terrible. Let's leave you and talk to this person from the diaspora. Hello, go ahead. Let's hear you. How you doing?
Hey, my name is Jim Papi. I'm calling from Illinois, Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah. My input to the program is either Gongo where should be.
Go ahead. Listen to the phone. Don't listen to your radio.
Okay. All right. So now, either Gongo where it should be the one they manage to elect because according to the history of Nima, I have never seen a woman being elected as senator or representative. Okay, so we're pushing the agenda of either Congo where to be the elected senator because in the history of Nima County, no woman has become senator or representative.
Okay.
So the people of Nima, we talking to them, we begging them. Let them vote that woman. That woman me a lot. Deputy Johnson legacy lay on.
Okay, my brother. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We leave you. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How you doing?
Yeah. Good evening, my brother.
Good evening. Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, I'm Muhammad, and I call you from the Gambia.
The Gambia, Mohammed. Let's hear you from the Gambia.
Yeah, it's concerning the by-election in Nimba, my brother. You're playing all that tape for the Nimbadian, but other people, they are not looking at now. They're only looking at the money that maybe Jeremiah Kunde will go and share on them. And how they call it? Corrupt their vote by force so that they can vote for Samuel Koga. But you know, the late Senator PYJ, his time did not reach. He died by force because of pressure. Because of that war crime code, whenever he hear it, sometimes, you know, the man can be in abundance. So they make him to die by force. While Jeremiah then they were planning that one so that the man can die, so that he can run.
No, you don't. I mean, there is no record. There is no record on that one. I mean, I may agree that, you know, when the papi went to him, he offered 5,000 according to the papi. To me, 5,000 was not the answer. The papi did not want 5,000. I can agree with that one.
But the problem is that if you don't know about it, 5,000 the mail wanted, when the mail go ask you, the mail ask you for something serious, then you say 5,000 more than I call it 5,000.
Okay, my dear brother. All right, my brother.
My brother.
Thank you very much.
My brother is seeing the writing on the wall. What are you saying?
Okay, all right, my brother, from the Gambia. Thank you very much from the Gambia. We leave you right there. Let's come back to Liberia. We are running out of time. 5 more minutes to be out of here. Let's go to the lines. I saw some other people calling locally. If not, then we'll go back to the international call and take one more international caller. What do we have? Yeah, I just got the clip in which Senator Dillon was talking about how PYJ begged him, you know, to help his daughter. Go ahead. Let's hear you. 1 minute. How you doing?
Good evening, KOK.
Good evening, Chief.
This is Emmanuel calling from the USA, specifically Massachusetts.
Go ahead, from the US.
Okay, before I go any further on the topic, I just want to say congratulations on your preferred, man.
Thank you very much.
General manager of Freedom FM.
Thank you.
I want to say hi. I want to say hi to the young lady in the studio there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
No, Sam KOK is not a unifier, my brother. Sam KOK is, I don't know, but Sam KOK is not a preferred candidate for Nima County. Spring Johnson legacy have to live on. So my preferred candidate will be Edith Congrewe.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it right there. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We leave you there from America, even though he's not in Nimba at the moment. But you're saying his preferred candidate, in his opinion, could be Edith Congrewe. Let's leave you and see whether we can go to this other person on the line. Who could this person be? What is your name? Where do you join us from? Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, this is Darlington calling from USA, New Jersey. Oh, brother.
New Jersey. We'll take 2 more after you, Darlington. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you, sir. But you know, this thing is all about integrity. If the people that are running, if the Nimai look at those people integrity or their character to lead them to power, if they vote Samuel Koga, well, that's their business. Because Samuel Koga does not have any ability. All the 13 years he has spent to power, he cannot show anything to construct or make a little bridge in a hometown. It was through Musa Pedete that erected the bridge. So how can they make the Nima and we are there saying, oh, Samuel Koga, Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga is just going there again to just create chaos for the Nima or for the House of Senate. So, KOK, please, if you get our recording, please send it to the Omar Eden. That should be playing it, in your campaign talk.
Okay.
Recording with
we leave it. I don't have. I don't have to send it to her anyway. I don't have to do so. Her campaign team will look for it. Thank you very much. We leave it right there. Don't let to put people in trouble. We leave it right there. Let's go and talk to the last caller. This should be the last person that we call your day. You are the last caller on the line. Go ahead. 1 minute. You are here now. 1 minute. Go ahead. You're the last person.
What I heard from you, and that's what I was saying in studio there, talking about Prince Johnson, playing the recording about what I have done. Let me tell you something. We like grand people, you do all I want to allow them to go to put to that. So you're just happy. I listen to your grand people. If they can see what we are doing, they getting out and vote against the places where he can. No more thing from there. What it was from me. Anyway, I just try. That's all.
Okay, we leave it right there. Our job is to provide the information. The voters will decide what they want to do. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? Quickly.
Yeah, let me say congratulations to you for your
Thank you.
And let me say hi to Alessa. Yeah, okay, but anybody, are they thinking that when they elect, go down for another by election? They're not thinking in that direction?
Maybe Nibarians love to vote.
I want the people better me business. Thank you for the show, yeah.
Okay, we leave it right there. We leave it right there. I think perhaps it is those who are supporting a particular candidate that you are referring to that may not mean business, but I think the people of Nima County mean so well. Let us see through their votes, through their actions. Apparently, they're going to come up with the best senator. Whatever the case is, that election should produce a good senator who will do what is required of a senator in this country. Alexa, we got to go home.
Okay, so we're going to be back here on tomorrow. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, until then, have a wonderful time. Takun J will call this one Mr. Rescue. And the reason we keep playing this one is to keep reminding the president that there were too many promises that made you to be president, and it is upon your shoulders to ensure that these promises are achieved. If not, Liberians will continue to be disappointed in you, and it is not good for your legacy, Mr. President. Let's take a break. We'll return on tomorrow. Have a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye.